this is Joanne Bracken. She's also known as the Mystic's Voice. I interviewed her some time ago, and she has. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, well, hi, Larry. Nice to
Hello.
meet you. Hi. So yeah, Amrys did interview me a while ago, and we met through a group called Harmony Pack. And in that group, I introduced myself as a sound healer, a past life therapist, energy worker, channeler. I've been doing all this work for over 35 years now. So Amrys and I connected because of our connection with the animals. And I did some sound healing for her. And wasn't there a specific cat that you were having difficulties with?
Yeah.
Amrys, that I did some toning for. So I do toning, Larry. And, you know, as part of my healing practice. So sacred sound is a big thing with me that I just really love. And it's such a powerful process to use in healing work or manifestation work. So I'm glad you understand. So that's how we connected. And as I said, I've been doing my healing work for about 35 years now. And excuse me, I'm a little cloggy today. It's a lot of allergens in the air. So if I keep going like this, that's all that's going on. So yeah, I've just really enjoyed being a healing practitioner for so long. And my big love really is in helping just clear people of old patterns, belief systems that they've been carrying from lifetime to lifetime, really. Because we're all meant to step into joy, right? You know, to step into more light, to be able to hold more light. And so my work is one way that I help that process with people. And now I've discovered I can do some of that with animals as well. So that's been pretty fun.
Larry, you got your hand up. Do you want to ask a question or say something?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say hi to Talita. And second of all, I wanted to ask Joanne, so did you start your healing practices and your with the energy healing with, first of all, you started with humans, right? And then you like expanded it to animals?
Well, I would say I am 99.9% working with humans. It's only been very recently that I decided to offer my healing services to humans with animals that have illnesses or behavioral problems. And I did have one very big success in the last few months with a woman and her dog who was suffering with PTSD. And I did a healing session with the dog. And, you know, I did it. I told my friend, I said, look, this is just an experiment. I can't tell you that I've had a lot of success with animals because I really haven't done it as a focus. But why not? You know, everything is energy. Everybody is energy. So if the sound healing can work with humans, it can help with animals. So we just went for it and the dog is transformed. So I thought, well, why not put it out there? Because there are plenty of people with animals with issues, and why not offer it? You know, you can never promise results when you do healing work. I know that there is, with the right intention, there is always a healing that takes place, always. We don't always know what level that healing will show up on, but I know that the healing goes to the soul, that it's going to affect that soul, whether it's human or animal, in a positive way, because that is my intention on working with beings. So it would be really fun to have more animals to work with. just to see what happens so I can start to build a notebook of successes, hopefully. That would be really great. So
It
I'll
would
ask
be
for
great, yeah.
volunteers.
Yeah, and when you healed, when that was your success with the animal, did you do it in live or through Zoom, or how did you?
Well, the lady that I was working with lives in England. So we were on Zoom. And what I requested of her was that she act as the surrogate. And so we went into the session. I did tap into the dog just to get permission from the animal to see if it was okay with her, the dog. And of course, I got an immediate like, yes, please, you know. And so I used her person as the surrogate and just went ahead and did the session. And it was so amazing to tap into that animal, because as soon as I did, immediately there was just this overpowering sense of fear that this poor dog was carrying. And it made complete sense, because she had started out her young life, she was still a puppy, with a family that was abusive. And so that, you know, she lived in fear with that family. And I instantly got the full scope of that fear. And by the end of the session, just doing some sound work and energy work and channeling positive messages to the dog, by the end of the session, that fear was gone. I mean, it was amazing. So I was as pleased as anybody at the end of that, you know. And my friend and I said, you know, this dog, her name is Winnie, really chose, we feel like she chose us. She chose at a soul level a different experience. And she went into that one family for whatever reasons, we don't know, but she got connected with the right new owner. And then with this owner who had a whole group of wonderful women around her. And I'm in that group. And it just so happened that we had the right connections for this puppy to rescue her and kind of get her realigned with what her real purpose is in this life, which she just wasn't able to live out with the original family. There was no way that could happen. And so now she's really happy. And it's funny, a few weeks ago, my friend said to me, I think Winnie might be needing another session because she's acting up. And I said, hold on. Said, you're just seeing her personality coming through. This is not a problem. This is just her acting out a bit. So she's fine.
I'm happy
So
for her
it's,
and happy for
yeah,
you that it was a success.
exactly. So thanks for asking. Yeah, it's very rewarding.
Hey, Talita, would you have something to ask?
Hi. Yes.
Hi,
I have 3 dogs, and my oldest one, he suffers from a lot of allergies. And I've took him to the vets. I spend a lot of money and nothing seems to help him. And I'm just like feeling desperate now because I feel like he's suffering a lot. And like it breaks my heart. Sorry, I get emotional.
It's okay.
I don't know what else I could do to help him. Would like something like you?
I would be happy to step in and just see what I can do, you know.
Yeah.
To channel the healing energies and the sound with that intention to help clear those allergies. Again, I can't promise what will happen, but I am certainly more than happy to do what I can.
Thank you. Yeah, he's so much, and he has ear infections. I've been trying to I clean every day with natural medicine because all the antibiotics and everything didn't work. And his ears is really red and irritated, and he just sits and scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch the ears, scratch his face to the point that he's bleeding.
Mm,
And it just break my heart, because I'm watching and I feel like I don't know how to help him.
yeah.
It is I'm desperate, like I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can set up a time. Where are you located?
I'm in Maryland, US.
Oh, I'm in Maryland too. Where are you?
Oh, I live in Owings Mills.
Oh my goodness. I'm in Lutherville, Timonium.
Oh
How
my
far is
God.
that away? How far? Oh my God,
Wait.
what's going on? How
10
far are you?
minutes. 10
Oh
minutes.
wow.
Amrys.
Okay. Talita, the universe brought you to Joanne.
Wow, I am shaking. This wow.
Talita, you trusted your intuition and
Yeah,
came
Come
here.
on, that's crazy. We're connected with Amrys in Singapore and we end up here and you're 10 minutes away from me. It's
Yeah.
a small
wow.
world.
Holy crap. This is amazing.
Oh my
But
gosh.
honestly, everyone, I met Joanne through another group called Harmony Pack. It's a private group. But you can join. There's a website, and it's really about, animal communication and connection. But what struck me was because Joanne said she was a sound healer, and we love, she's a cat mama. I do cats, dogs, you name it. I'm bipedal, and the she helped me with one of my cats, and it was just wow. I to today my hair is standing up when I'm
Yeah.
talking about it
Tell
right
us
now.
what happened again, because I could use a refresher on that case.
Well, it was we had our group call, in Harmony Pack, and I just shared with everyone, one of my community cats was just doing really poorly at the vet. And it was this close that day that we were deciding to whether or not we need to euthanize him. That was how bad it was. And we had the morning call, Singapore time. I remember that was 8 in the morning. And Joanne, just out of the kindness of her heart, said, let me do a sound session for you now within the group. And I felt something. And let me just preface that the cat was boarding at the vet clinic. The cat wasn't with me. So this was all remote, like I'm talking like energetic Wi-Fi kind of thing going on. And after the session, I went to the vet, and I told the cat as well. I said, this is your choice. Do you want to stay? Or if you can't, you gotta walk out. So I said, this is a one-way ticket. You gotta walk out of the clinic. If you can't walk, I have to put you down, because I was also running out of money as a rescuer. So it was getting a bit stressful for me. But the cat actually stood up and walked. He gave a very clear sign that he was okay and he wanted to walk. So I attribute that to Joanne and her amazing voice. I know you got a bit of a cloggy, but I'm going to put it out there later if we could have a little session for everyone and their animals before we close.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Of course.
but yeah, so that was like she turned me into a believer, because I'm usually quite a skeptic about these things, but there's something about Joanne that really she moves me in a way that I can't explain. So I'm just so happy for Talita and you to have connected in such a way. 10 minutes away. Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy with the whole world.
Yeah. Hi, Nikki, Michelle. Do you have something to ask?
Greetings. Well, while I don't have a physical pet of my own, I do really love animals and feel connected very strongly with them. And all of nature in general. I was watching this Netflix special, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it was talking about the communication of people with their animals. and the
Mhm.
different ways in which the animals were able to communicate. I don't know if I finished it or not, but this one lady, they set up this system where they taught the dog how to like talk, where it pressed these different buttons and it could tell if it had like stepped on something on its foot. It could say, I love you. It could say when it wanted to go outside and go to the bathroom from pushing these different buttons. And just the other day I was walking outside and I really find joy in watching other people's interaction with their animals and stuff. I travel a lot, so I don't feel right about personally having an animal right now. But I was watching this man and it looked like he was walking a dog, but it was a cat. And he was walking his dog just like a cat. And it's just observing humans with their animals. I find so much joy in the relationships. And I even though I don't personally have one, I know you guys can talk to them in your mind. I know you guys are connected. And one thing I've noticed a lot lately is people's animals being sick. A lot of people have been coming in contact, their animals have to eat special food or they've been having cancers and there's something going
Yeah.
on. I'm very woke to that. Even though I don't have my own animal, I have been observing this. And feeling sorry for the animals and not understanding what is going on. So I do want to send conscious love and light out there to all the animals. I am aware there is a shift, there's something going on. I don't know. I don't know yet, but maybe we put all our conscious love together, we can figure out what's going on. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah. I know at least a part of it. I don't know the whole story, but I know at least a part of it for animals as well as humans is all the toxins in the environment. I had a friend when I used to live in Colorado, and he had the most gorgeous little Westie. I just adored that dog. And the dog developed bladder cancer just from walking in grass that had been, chemically treated to kill bugs and things. And that poor dog, the dogs, I read about this later, that the dogs that are shorter and closer to the earth often show up with this problem because of the environmental toxins and what we put on our grass to, keep the weeds out. So that's why this dog got sick and it eventually took him out. So that's a piece of it for sure. They're fighting the toxins the same way that we are.
Yeah, it's super sad. I hope maybe there's something we can do. We have to put our heads together. If it's hurting our animals and it's hurting us, then it's hurting our plants and it's hurting the food that we're eating. So
That's right.
all of it's affecting each other, and we're eating the animals that's sick. So we
Yeah.
have to do something.
That's a huge conversation, about these companies that are selling these products and making a lot of money doing it.
I don't eat animals. I do eat fish though, but I mean, I don't, but even the plants these days, they're GMOs and stuff. I don't want to totally change your topic, but I just want to help heal. And I can see the effect in people's animals daily. I see that with my friends being affected by it. And and you guys are my Mindvalley friends, so I don't want you guys to be affected.
Thank you.
Thank
Nikki.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just going back to Talita and her dog, I just wanted to ask, I'm not a professional, I'm just a pet parent like you, but I'm just curious, like, what are you feeding your dogs at the moment for the diet?
I am doing dry food because a lot of things change. I can't really afford raw.
Okay.
And
okay, understand.
So it's dry food, and I tried pretty much I have tried 15 different kind of food.
Okay.
And none of them have changed. Now I'm feeding him a limited ingredient one and try to look for whatever is better that has no canola oil or all this weird oil in it.
Okay.
So that's the one I just bought it. And I mean, it's not cheap. it was like $90 for the bag. And
Mhm.
I've been giving him for maybe 1.5 weeks, but nothing has changed.
Okay.
So I don't believe it's the food, honestly. It's something, it's more like environmental,
Okay.
or I don't know, maybe I have something. I know I was in another call that they said that pets pick up on our energy, and he, my first dog, I don't know if he's picking up on something from me that is affecting him.
Okay.
I've doing meditations with him and like letting him, tell him to let go of that, he doesn't need that, or doesn't need protecting me or my energy. But it didn't seem to work. So I don't.
Is he outside a lot, Talita? Does he
I
go
barely
outside?
out. I don't let him out much because he's an English bulldog, and the heat is not good for them. They can overheat very easily. So he only goes out to poop and pee and come right back. And sometimes I walk him, but it's not very often. But I noticed lately he does not want to go outside. I have to force him. I have to put the leash on and drag him out. So maybe he's sensing something that is outside that is doing bad for him. I do not put anything on my grass. I don't put any weed killers or anything on it. I take care of it myself, but I don't know if something on the ground and he's refusing to go out because he's that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just put in the chat link, The Forever Dog is a book. Okay, it's by Dr. Karen Shaw Becker and Rodney Habib. You can get the book, probably the library, you might be able to borrow it by now because it's been out for a while, or you can buy it. They've got the ebook version, the audio book version. They have bye Nikki, thank you. So they have collectively, based on science, on how to try to improve the longevity of your dog's health. And they don't just talk about diet, but they talk about other factors as well. And you also you see pretty much on the ball of the environmental stuff. But you might want to have a look at the book to get some ideas. And I hear you when you say you brought your dog to the vet, and the vet's given a lot of medication and it's not really been working. So like I said, I'm not a professional and I can't really advise you, but maybe if you read the book a bit, and you might want to, if you can, maybe look for a holistic integrative vet around your area. They might be able to guide you or suggest some something to help assist your dog, or give more advice because they're professionally trained in that sense compared to me. Because I don't know your situation, but I feel for you because I rescued a puppy once, and she was like itchy medicine nonstop. I had to do many things, from diet to different healing modalities, and trying to be as green, environmentally friendly as possible with even my detergents, my laundry, the home. It took me a couple of years to try and figure everything out. So this book, I think pet parents in general, it's nice because it's a hard copy. I do want to preface that the book does have some errors, typo errors. All books have some typo errors. So if you go to the website, they have a tab called revisions. So they will actually list whatever that was printed wrongly, they update onto the website. And the website actually has some free recipes for food.
Okay.
And give you really good suggestions. So it's not about, they're not pushing you to feed raw, but they're giving you all sorts of, like you said, like, for reasons you can't afford raw, or for whatever reason, they tell you like there are other ways of how to freshen up the bowl for your dog. Even 10% of your dog's dry food, you can put something like, your vegetables. You can just, when you're cooking, you just put the carrot tops, things like that on top. Just take out 10%, put 10% of veggies. That will help, So they give very good tips for anyone starting anywhere on their journey as a pet parent. So it's not just like you must feed raw. No, they help every single pet parent, because the whole point is we want to improve every animal's life, and that's what I like. So I'm just going,
I'll check that out. Thank you so much.
yeah. And Joanne, I think the universe, oops, oh, hang on, I clicked on something. I got lost. For you, those people who don't know me, I'm terrible with technology, so hang on a minute. I don't know where everyone is.
Uh-oh, did we disappear?
No, yeah, okay, I found you again. So yeah, so this is Joanne's website, The Mystic's Voice. Even the events page where I put the click you link, I actually put her website there, so you can always go back to the event and click on it. But yeah, she's yeah, Joanne, I think the universe guided us today, because this is one session I did not foresee.
Yeah, me either. It's wonderful. So
Yeah.
Talita, we'll definitely connect, and I don't know how we can do that, but I don't want to post my cell phone number on here, but I could give it to you. I could give it to Amrys maybe, and she could give it to you.
Yeah. Or the Mystic's Voice, she
Yeah,
she has
you can
a
contact me through
contact
there.
page. There's a contact page there, so you just
Right.
need your details, and then she can get back to you. I think that'll be best.
Okay.
Easiest for everyone that's coming in. Hey, Larry.
Exactly. Welcome
Nothing
back.
to share. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I don't see you guys, girls. Maybe it's with my connection, or
Could be your connection. I see us all.
We can see you.
Maybe it's your internet. Where are
Oops,
you
he just
based,
froze.
Larry? Oh yeah. Oh, is he gone
Oops,
off
we
again?
lost him.
Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi, it's the world. But Talita's been joining this conscious caregiving for several months now. It's once a month kind of thing, but this month was a bit off the timing, and Isla couldn't join us this time round. But I managed to get Joanne to join us, and so I've seen Talita, consistently for months now, and I think this is the first time, Talita, that you've actually shared such a personal thing with us. So I'm just blown away again. Like I said, really it was meant to happen today.
Absolutely.
I
It's
just
fun
saw-
to see how spirit puts us together.
I haven't seen the call before. I just got out of another one, and I just checked the connections app, and I said, let me see. It was just like something that was like, let me just see what else is on. Even though in my head I was like, I already know there's nothing else on because I checked it early. And I checked, then I saw the call, like, oh my gosh, yes, it's happening right now. Let me join. So there was definitely me.
Then
Yeah.
clearly spirit knows that there is
Mhm.
something that I can share with you that will be
Yeah.
useful, because that's why we had this happen, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I love it when these things happen.
Hey, Larry, I'm glad you're back. Where are you based, Larry? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Israel, but because I went out to the supermarket, I was changing my Wi-Fi to my data. I think because of that, it was a bit choppy, my internet connection. It's a quick question for Joanne, because I already clicked on the link to maybe later join your website and maybe contact you, because
Okay.
currently I do have 2 cats, but also I had a dog not long ago. It passed away, but the 2 cats are fine. Maybe one of them still has some kind of like PTSD, because they're both from the street, stray cats. We both adopted them. And the first one is very how do I say it? Not responsible, but very not selfish, but she knows what she's doing. She's walking around. We are here on the first floor. We have also like a garden. So she always traveling and then comes back. So we're not worrying about her. The second one is a bit fearful sometimes. It has some, I think it had abusive maybe again when it was a kitten. Maybe abuse when it was on the street, maybe from other cats, because here we have a lot of cats on the street
Yeah.
in our neighborhood, something like 20 cats maybe, or maybe something like that, between 15 and 20, and they sometimes not doing well with each other. So sometimes I see when we do or something happens surprisingly, it surprises him. He kind of like jumps and getting away. I see the behavior, and we all agree with that. Probably something when it was a little bit like younger, maybe something happened. I don't know if I will, because usually it's not a prohibiting from living, and I think he's pretty happy, and I think it is fine, but maybe I will try to use this meditation with him. Maybe I'll try to help him. But more, the question is for myself, because usually it's after I would say an extreme experience, something like changed, and from apathetic like mindset, it turned out to do more. But it came with fear, and the fear came with the more that I do and the more that I'll share, the more externalities I'll how do I say it? The more externalities will see me, and it's like a conspiracy, and they could hurt me. Now I know the chance of it, if I'll be a good person and if I'll help others, it is very small, but it's still there. Like the chance of someone else being like not aware, maybe, or maybe in an accident, something could happen to me if I like go out of my comfort zone. And so yeah, so my question to you, because maybe I'll try it for myself before maybe using it with my cat. Because it's something resonated with me when you said that you're healing with energy, healing with sounds, and then you said most of your work was with people.
Yes.
And I think for myself, I already solved the big problems of the fear of really being fearful, and I'm not freezing up. I even then didn't freeze up. I just was in a flight mode. I just
Right.
did things. But now when I came back a little from that experience, I feel the feeling of I'm doing things, but if I'll do them more, sometimes it creeps up. It is the feeling.
Right.
It's creeping up of if I'll do more, or if I'll succeed, maybe something else on Earth, or something else will happen to me. So I think maybe I'll try to contact you later and maybe try to resolve it with energy and the sound. You think you could help with that, with fear?
Yes, I mean, that's really what I do. And we, I am for me, I know that past lives are real. Because I'm a past life therapist, so I tend to believe that we've lived many, many lifetimes, and that just because, our soul travels from lifetime to lifetime, and during those lifetimes, it accumulates all of these earthly experiences, and a lot of them are negative ones. And because of traumas that we've suffered wherever, or conditioning, ways that we've been conditioned by society, parents, teachers, whoever, or maybe we took vows in some way, these things are all recorded in our cellular memory. And so just because we leave one life expression, it doesn't mean that we leave all that behind. It comes with us. And as the soul enters the new body, it imprints all of that stuff in our cellular
All
structure.
of the baggage, yeah.
Yes, and so we have this, what we would call an irrational fear. You know, it's irrational. Well, yes, maybe in terms of this life, it is irrational because nothing maybe happened to us in this life that would lead to this fear being in us. And yet, if we look back, there may have been some event at another time in your soul's history that was very traumatic and created this fear. And so when you find yourself in maybe a similar circumstance, or, you know, like you say, you go out of your comfort zone and all of a sudden there's this fear that comes up. Well, it's the body saying, oh my gosh, you know, maybe I'm not going to survive this because it remembers dying from this thing, perhaps. You know, so yes, that's what I go into. I go into that record in the body and work to identify that very easily. I don't spend a lot of time talking about what it was that happened, just a little bit, because we don't want to give that more energy than it deserves. But the point is to go into that where that initially started and then blast it out with the sound and the intention for healing that. And it's like busting a crystal with sound. You know, if you've ever seen any old advertisements on TV where a soprano was singing really loudly and somebody had a crystal glass and the thing shattered. Yeah, right. So that's kind of what we do. You know, we're shattering that hardened crystal stuff. So that then as you clean that out, you're able to bring more light in and fill that space with what you do want.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Yeah, it sounds exactly because my rational like mind tells me every time, no, that's bad energy, no, that's a conspiracy. What are the chances of it happening really in real life?
yeah.
And also we also talked with Talita before that I want to travel. But before I travel, I will train martial arts to learn to protect myself, and no, just to protect myself and maybe others, loved ones, and maybe the weak, but not to use it in a bad way. But if a situation will happen in a maybe less developed country, that no matter how much martial arts I will learn, if I will be pointed with a gun, I can do some things, but I could die. My survival, like probability that I will survive, will be much lower than what I would prefer. So and then this fear creeps up and says to me, no, you shouldn't go anywhere. You should be from the shadows. You shouldn't like show yourself or speak up, or like it's trying to freeze me up.
Pattern. That sounds like a big pattern. Yeah. And so the good thing about doing this kind of clearing work is that it opens you up to having choice in your life. You can choose to behave a certain way rather than being driven to act a certain way out of a need to protect yourself.
Yeah, out of a reaction. Yeah.
You have new choices that you can make. So it's very freeing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it answered my question. Thank you very much.
Good. You're so welcome. Definitely. Yeah.
Thanks, Larry. Hi, Liz. Welcome. So,
Hi, Liz.
you know, so since we've got, you know, maybe Joanne, I know we're starting kind of backwards now. You know, the Q&A was supposed to be a bit later, but never mind. You know, the spirit guided us somehow today. But maybe you could share with them how you started on your journey to be a sound healer, just to let them know.
Right. Well, my voice has always been very important to me. In my younger years, I used to do a lot of singing. And it really started, I loved singing in school. And I grew up in a family with a lot of dysfunction, like so many of us. And one of the ways that I would soothe myself was to be in my bedroom, close myself in and play one of my records of a female singer that I liked, like Joni Mitchell. And I would play it, and I noticed that I would get into a corner of the room and sing into the corner. And so that sound was coming back to me. And I didn't know it at the time, but that really is a good technique for flooding yourself with these vibrations of healing. So for me, that was a healing thing. But as I got older, I joined a few community choral groups and musical theater groups. So I did a lot of singing in the 70s and 80s and even into the 90s. And I had already started my healing journey back in the early 1980s and started out by reading tarot. That's how I began as a practitioner. So I would do tarot readings for people. And then it developed into learning all these different hands-on energy healing techniques. So I did a lot of that, you know, Reiki and just whatever body, mind healing practices that I could find. So I did a lot of that. And then I took a course in past life therapy. So I became a past life therapist, which is really doing regressions with people, but not just leading them on a journey just for information, but to literally go into that life and do healing within that lifetimes to free them up that way. So it wasn't until the early 1990s that I discovered that sound healing was actually a thing. You know, I was already doing a little bit on my own, but then I got introduced to the system of using sound with intention to alter energy spaces and states. And so I started doing different classes with a world-renowned sound healer, Jonathan Goldman, whose website is healingsounds.com. Very well known, has won a lot of awards for his musical creations. And so I just started using the sound with my clients to help them shift their vibration. It's so much about, you know, we want to raise our vibration by deleting the old files that we're carrying, by clearing out the more negative energy or the shadow stuff. And sound healing is as old as time itself. And we know that there is a sacred formula that says intention plus frequency equals healing or equals manifestation. So I use that in my work, either with individuals or with groups. I do both. And so, you know, for me, it's been one thing after another. It started with tarot, and then it's progressed through the last, 35 years to really expand my toolbox. So I use a lot of things in my sessions, but it's always about healing and helping people expand and bring in more light. So that's my joy. It really is.
Thanks, Joanne. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. So welcome Liz and Katie to our little talk here. I just quick introduction, you've heard part of it. Joanne Bracken is known as the Mystic's Voice, and she's a healer on so many levels. But what drew me to her was her sound healing. And I was just very moved when she did a session for me and my rescue that was actually at the vet, and I was in a different location, and I'm in Singapore and she's in the US. And yeah, I was blown away, you know, by her power, because you know, I'm such a skeptic most of the time, but there's something about Joanne that there's a purity of energy about her. And when I did my interview with her, I did an interview with her some time ago, we had a real connection, you know. It's yeah, I love her. That's all I can say. She's an awesome lady. She's really, really kind. You know, I can't believe that you started with humans and now you're doing animals, because I knew you first as an animal within our animal lovers group, and
Right.
you do it so well. When did you realize you could do it with animals? I'm just curious.
I don't think it was a sudden realization, Amrys, because I've always had cats in my life. And I've always had friends and family members who had dogs, and I've always been a big animal lover. And I think once I realized back in the 1980s that I was a healer, that's how I could really claim that for myself. And when I had a sick cat, I would do energy work with the cat as well. I didn't do it the way I did it with you, because at that time I wasn't using sound. But, you know, I think I had said this to you in our last interview, that I'm not a person that had like a sudden awakening like some people do, like they're unconscious one day and then suddenly that something happens, boom, they wake up and all of a sudden they can do these things, you know, like channel. But my development has been very, very gradual, going over decades. But I think too, I came in knowing I was a healer. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a nurse, or I thought I wanted to be a nurse, until I volunteered in a hospital. And then I found out through that no, that's not it. I don't want to be a nurse. It was too messy for me. And, you know, I realized that working with energy was much more to my liking than doing the hands-on nursing thing in a hospital. So it's just been a very gradual development of my skills that I know have come with me from other lifetimes as a healer, as a shaman. You know, I've had all these lifetimes. And so that's my soul's program. And in this life, it was a matter of remembering that that's my soul program, you know? So yeah, it's just been a year by year, decade by decade developmental process, and a remembrance of what's always been there in my soul, and just bringing it to light and allowing it to blossom and get more and more useful for people. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. You know, because I've always been such a left brain skeptic, and since joining Mindvalley, and meeting such awesome people, and the quests are really amazing. You know, it's been really like a journey of self-discovery for me. I think, I don't know if the other members here, I don't know how long you've been with Mindvalley, but this is my second year. I just renewed my second year membership. And you know, it's been quite an experience, learning to let go, learning to trust, learning to open up, because I'm such an introvert and I'm like super shy, you know. But being here and then getting to be, again, I think animals are amazing. I mean, that's why we're doing conscious caregiving for animals, but they sort of help guide us to become better human beings somehow. You know, we don't know what the hell we're supposed to do. Like me, for instance, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do still, but I trust, you know, that the universe and my animals are guiding me somehow. And it's really interesting, the path that's been shown to me in just the last 2 years alone, you know. Yeah, you know, and like I said, I've met you and only, you know, again in the last 2 years when I think about it.
Right. I know.
You know,
We've
so
missed having you in the Harmony Pack, by the way.
I know, it's just now she's doing it at 9, I think it's 9 a.m. my time, 9, yeah, Singapore time. She used to do it
She's
like,
in my time zone now.
okay,
Kate is now
okay,
in my time zone. So it's, yeah, we're in the
12
same
hours.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what time do you start then?
7:30 p.m. So that would be 7:30 a.m. for you.
Yeah, and unfortunately that is my rush hour for my animals and the start of
Oh,
my day. So like I've got 12 cats and 1 dog. So it's like I've
oh
got
my
to like,
gosh.
and that's the homies. I'm not even talking about the ones downstairs.
Oh my gosh.
So it's been quite a challenge with the time shift. for me. And then plus, I have to be honest, I think I shared with you and, you know, because I had so much rescue work, you know, I've had to really like take on extra work as well to sort of like um
I don't know how you
and
do it. You're a Wonder Woman.
yeah, so but again, you know, spirit works in such mysterious ways, because even though yes, it's not easy, but I trust that, you know, will be taken care of. And every time we have, like, again, I only brought a cat to the vet like 2 days ago, and he had dental extraction, so that cost thousand over dollars, I guess, in US kind of thing.
Wow.
Last month was another cat with dental extraction as well, so that's on average, you know, the last couple of months, at least one cat. And then we've had some that went in and out because of other issues. And then we've got another one tonight that might have to do dental work as well.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, oh, you know,
Oh
it's like,
boy.
you know, but I was really like, okay, this is another life challenge, but I'm gonna trust that the universe will take care of things, because I don't know, I just feel really, really blessed somehow. Especially the last 2 years, like I said, you know, and getting to know you has been one of the highlights of my life.
Oh, thank
Really,
you.
that's
That's
why I
so
really
sweet.
wanted you. That's why I really wanted you to come on to Mindvalley to, you know, and I wanted to share and introduce you to the people. And I just really just can't believe the timing, because I'll be honest, Talita, I've been so busy with rescue work that I forgot to put on the events on the Connections app this talk, even though I booked her for a while now. But I've been so busy with rescue work, I forgot to post it. And like this morning, my time, I went, oh fuck, I better post it or no one's going to come. And I wasn't even sure if anyone was going to turn up because it was so late. So when you said
Oh,
you checked it like earlier and like you checked it again, I'm like, it was really meant to be. So I
that
was
gives me
just,
chills. That, yeah,
seriously,
spirit works in mysterious ways for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
We
So
just think we're in control. We're
oh
not.
no, we're not. We are so not, you know. So I was just wondering, if anyone, Liz or Katie, would you like to share anything here or ask any questions? With Joanne, because I'm gonna ask her to actually do a healing meditation session with us. No? Okay. So I'm so Joanne, I don't know how's your voice today. So I leave you to decide, the spirit, how you like to lead
Oh,
the
my
session.
voice is fine. The more I talk, the more, you know, sometimes you just have to move stuff out.
Hi,
Okay.
everyone.
Hi,
Hi,
Liz.
Liz.
I just kind of jump in. So I guess all of you have started a little earlier. So I do have a dog, and I was just mentioning to someone else in the group, it's very spoiled. So I'm extremely soft with him. So it's a major problem. And since he's the only pet, he's obviously the king of the house. So sometimes he kind of wants to rule over me. So I was admiring the lady with Talina. I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm sorry. That she has one of those big dogs, Concours or something, and it's like, oh, I would love to have a secondary dog. But I think it would be too much work, so it kind of scares me. Yeah. So and expensive. So.
Yes.
You do a lot of healing then. I was trying to pick up and read in between, you know, your profile.
Yes, I am a healer and I work mostly with humans. I'm just really stepping into the world of working more with animals. I've done very little, and I don't tell people that I'm an expert at doing that, but it's energy work, and everything is energy. So
ma'am.
it really doesn't matter if it's a human or a plant or an animal, you know, or a rock. It really doesn't matter. If you have the right intention for healing and blessing something, then that thing that you're, that person or that being that you're directing the healing to is going to receive it, unless they really want to put up a wall. And that's why you missed this part of the story. But when I was working with a lady and her dog, I checked in with the dog first to ask if it was okay, if I had permission to work with the dog. And she gave me a strong yes, like she was begging for this healing. So we went ahead and the results were just miraculous for her. She's a different puppy now. She really
Wow.
is.
Well, I would like to share real quick, and I don't mean to take over the webinar. I'm here to learn as much as to share, right? And I did actually, just to share with you, because since you're getting into pets, I did way back in 2019. I've been doing a lot of personal development and also spiritual healing and things like that. We all need it. I think one way or another, we bring too much trash from the past, or so we need to kind of clean up. But what we call karma, right? I think we bring a lot of good positive things that we don't talk about too much, but we also bring a lot of bad negative ones. So I did Reiki, also training, and one of the things I did was pet training for Reiki, and it was very interesting, very, very interesting, because I think that our pets pick up a lot of our energy, so we need to protect them too. So would you like to kind of touch that a little bit on how we can protect them? Because I mean, their energy, like you said, right? So we're exchanging energy between our pets. It doesn't matter, even a bird, it doesn't matter, they're still alive. So what can we do to protect our pets? I mean, is there any little specific things that you do, in regards to, taking care of our,
one thing I want to add to what you just said is that our pets do run our energy. They really do. And they also are here to help us. They are in service to us, to love us, to heal us. So they're really healers for us. And so one way that I look at this is that, oh, there's a sweet one. And then Toledo's sweet one that was just on camera. The more that we work on healing ourselves, the more we clear our energy, that is helping our pets. They want that for us. They want to see us grow and evolve, and they're here to serve us in that capacity as well. So when we're doing our work, they're happy. It helps them too. So as they're running our energy, they're running more of the good stuff. And because you do Reiki, you can Reiki yourself, but then you can also Reiki your pets and just say, we're clearing this for both of us. We're in this together.
Yeah.
So as I heal me, I'm healing you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Keep sending them light. Just, it's all about love and sending the right vibration out there. And you can't miss. If we remember nothing other than that, it's good. It's really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree too.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
So, hi, Katie, you're on camera now. Did you have a question or anything?
Oh, no, I was, I was in the middle of trying to get situated here so I could come on. No, I love that. Amrys, is that how you say your name? Amrys? I got on when
Amrys, yeah.
Amrys. When you were saying you forgot to post this, because I always check the day before to try to register or reserve for the webinars. And so this morning, I had my coffee and my breakfast, and I just happened to get on, and I looked at the calendar and it had this as happening now. I was like, did I miss this? Like, what? And I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is right up my alley. And so, I was like, okay,
great.
I'll join on here real quick.
That's great.
I tell you, Spirit is cheeky, okay? Spirit has a wicked sense of humor. Because I I usually I will book this thing consistent. I mean, ask Lita because she's journeyed with me for almost like quite a few sessions now. So she knows it's usually every first Thursday of the month. But just this month alone, we sort of shifted it because Isla, who usually joins me from the UK, she's busy. She couldn't make it for this month. And I managed to get Joanne to join us, but on today. And I remember saying like, I need to put this onto my phone, but I don't know why technology and me don't really get on all the time. And my phone, I think it's going through the slow march to junk heaven somehow. I think it's dying. I've had it for like 7 years, but I'm like, don't die yet, because I'm not ready to buy a new one. Okay, I got too many cats at the vet, all right. So I've had problems with the connections app, and then I thought, oh, let me try the website, but the website doesn't let you put events on the website, which is something I should tell the ambassadors about. So only this morning, and I went, Amrys, you dumb fuck, you haven't posted it yet. Better do it, or else no one's going to join us today. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, I don't think anyone's going to join us. It's like, what, less than 12 hours I think I posted it. So I am so touched and blessed that everyone actually came. And Katie, you came in a bit late, but Talita here has, and Larry, they actually, for some reason, Joanne might be able to help them. And the funny thing is, Joanne and Talita only like 10 minutes drive away from each other, which
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So like I said, Spirit has a wicked sense of humor. Really does.
I know. I did not expect you to say you were in Owings Mills, Talita. I thought, oh, she'll say like someplace in the other end of the state. Like, what? Owings Mills?
I know. And both of you going, oh my God. I'm like, okay, so how far apart are you guys? Because I don't know. I'm in Singapore. So yeah,
we're neighbors.
Yeah, so I have to say today's session has been most unusual. As usual, I trust the universe to guide me in these sessions usually. So Joanne, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure. This has been fun.
Yeah, I love Joanne a lot. So do check out her website, if you feel, she can help you in some way. But Joanne, would you like to guide us in a meditation session now?
Yeah, do we want to frame this in some way, or
a special one for every member that showed up today, especially Larry, Talita, Liz, and Katie, with their fur babies, the ones that we will introduce today, the ones that we don't know, maybe the ones in the future that's coming in, who knows. And I think especially with what Nikki Michelle said earlier before she left, times are a bit weird right now. So as one of my friends said, it could be the new moon. It could be, the way the moon is moving, because I'm not a moon person, so I don't know, but I've got friends in astrology and they're telling me all these things. And I'm like, okay,
right.
Right. So I think healing love for everybody present would be something that I want to give to all the members here.
How was that, Amrys? Did that fill you up?
Yeah, it's interesting. I felt a jerk in my body at one point. I can't explain it. This is like I said, I'm a skeptic, left brainer most of the time. But with Joanne, this is the third time. I think it's the third time that I've sat through something like a session with you, and this is the third time I felt, something jerk again, so I don't know. Thank you.
It's excellent.
Thank you, Joanne.
You're welcome. Oh, that You know, little left brain of yours is fighting for balance.
I know. I got a gigantic ego, okay? It's giving me so much trouble and grief.
Oh, just give us a little time, Amrys. We'll knock that out of you.
Hey, Talita, would you like to share something?
Hi, real quick. I'm also like you. It's hard for me to feel and sense energy. I've been trying like really hard to feel it, and I felt my whole body tingling, and I had my hands in a mudra position like this, and then it went start doing like this, like
wow.
jumping
Wow.
on, and my legs were jumping on its own, and I felt through my entire body. It was really amazing. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. You're welcome.
Larry?
Yeah, in the first part of the experience, it was very, I like to intellectualize things and think about what things are symbolizing for myself. So when you started the practice, the meditation with the portal and with the light and with the temple, I still yet didn't feel something changing, because maybe I already thought about these things. But then when you started saying that the energy from your feet goes down to earth, to Gaia, and she responds, I really felt the vivid, like, goosebumps, very, very strong goosebumps. I very felt the energy. And when it came back, and then you said that from the top of my head and from the feet there, the energies are like inside of me. I really felt it very strongly. And then when you added to that exercise the all the ancestors and all the, like, the past lives or the souls that are watching us, again, it's not just the goosebumps. I became emotional, which usually doesn't happen. I really started to feel like my face, I couldn't control it. And I felt that fear. I felt that I'm pleading for not help, but pleading for their protection. And like I remember how I asked them to protect me, and I didn't hear a yes or a no, but I felt the warmth. I felt that I'm more protected than yesterday, or more protected than before this call. And after that, when I was like in a state of like, I kind of, it's easy for me to get in a state of not moving any muscle and nothing, because after the emotions just came back, after I let go of those emotions, I relaxed. But then when you said to slowly to come back, I really felt like my body is like ticks and like from my hands and from my body. And then you said slowly to get conscious again. It was a very it was a different experience. It was a very changing experience, very, very life-changing.
Excellent.
Experience.
And before I forget, I'm doing a group on this coming Sunday at 2:00 Eastern, probably over Zoom. If you're interested, just go to my website and send me an email there, and you're welcome to join. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
at
you
2 p.m. Eastern time this coming Sunday.
Eastern, when you say Eastern, because I use the clock, the worldwide, what is the abbreviation? EST or just
EDT, Eastern Daylight. Yeah.
EDT, 2 p.m.
It'll be New York time or New York time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then I'll let you know how to connect with us, but we'd love to have you. Any of you that would like to come and do another meditation like this. But I'm curious to know, sometimes people don't hear all the sounds that I'm making, like they'll break up. And I was just wondering how the sound was, were you able to hear all of it or most of it?
I think maybe almost even most, not just most of it, but I think 90%. because
Okay.
the sound sometimes like it changed frequency. It wasn't like
Yes.
a one frequency, and it was like sometimes very vivid and sometimes like in the back. And
Yes.
but it took it as its own experience.
Yes,
So
exactly. And some
Mhm.
people worry that because they didn't hear all of the sounds that maybe they didn't get it. Well, that's not true. If I'm sending it,
Mm.
you're getting it, you know, so
Yeah.
even if the sound cuts out, it doesn't matter. You're still receiving those frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So excellent.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. You're welcome. Welcome. Anybody else? I know some people might think that those sounds are very strange, but they are what they are. You know, I was
I'll be
told
honest. Yeah, I'll
what
be honest. Is when I first heard you do your sounds from your mouth, um it blew my mind because I wasn't expecting it. Because like I said, I'm a spiritual amoeba. I'm just starting my journey. So there's a lot of things I really don't know. And you know, like I said, learning to unlearn stuff and use my right brain a little bit more in my heart, you know. But each time I mean, like, don't, like, you said that your sound might go in and out, but I think the impact still comes through really
it
very strong,
does.
because I just like, I feel it. Yeah, so yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
I was just surprised now when Amrys said that it was all your sound, because I didn't open my eyes and I didn't know if it's a recording or if it's a musical instrument.
Yeah.
But now I know that it was just with your
Her voice.
her voice.
I
Vocal
know.
voice,
I've
your
had
yeah.
that happen. I had one lady in a session, at the end of the session, she said, "Did you leave and go get a horn?"
Yeah, yeah. It really
No,
felt like
that
it.
was all from my vocal cords. I was told way back in the mid 1980s by a channeler, was in a circle, a mediumship circle, and the guides told me, "You will heal people with your voice." And at that time, that was before I started doing sound healing. So I didn't fully understand what I used to think, like, I wonder what that means. You
Yeah.
know, I knew that people liked my meditations, but now I understand. Oh, I get it now. They literally are using my vocal cords to send through these special frequencies to help clear people and awaken and all that good stuff. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but one lady called me the human crystal bowl because when she heard me, when I was in a different room, she thought somebody was playing a crystal bowl because she was hearing in my voice all the overtones or the harmonics. And I said, nope, that was just me.
Yeah, it blew my mind when I realized that it was you and not a recording. It wasn't technology or anything. And I went, how the fuck does she does that? You know?
Right.
I'm like, holy crap, this is totally new, you know? Yeah, you hooked me in, honey. You hooked me in.
No, I know the first time I actually started doing that was around 1999.
Wow.
When I was at a sound healing conference, a 5-day conference. And I remember walking along this path, just toning, and all of a sudden these other sounds started coming. And I was so excited. I was practically jumping up and down, you know, it's just like, oh my God, this is just so great. You know, this is so cool.
Oh, it blows my mind. Every time I hear it, I still get, my body reacts to the energy that you send out. And and I can't control the jerks that I get as well. And it just, it gives me goosebumps because, like I said, I'm not very sensitive. I'm quite spiritually dense. So, you're one of the few people that somehow can reach out to me and get through my noggin. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, people get reached through various ways. And You know, the right way will find its way to us if we open ourselves just a bit.
So everybody, I just want to thank you all for joining us today. Really, like I said, Spirit has a cheeky sense of humor today, and how we actually got connected. Truly, truly. And I just want to let you know that Joanne has actually agreed to join us once a month. So we the dates will not be always fixed, and I promised Talita that I would do my best to put it on the Connections app on time.
Now she knows how to get to you. She can ask.
But yeah, so this is again, like I said, Joanne blew me away with her beautiful voice. I mean, like, I remember when I saw her website, the Mystic's Voice, I'm like, what does that mean? And when I actually heard for the first time, and I just went, holy crap, this is something I like I said, I'm so stupid, I never experienced in my life. And I just want to share it with my Mindvalley brothers and sisters as a gift, to journey along with us. And I love the fact that you do it not just for the animals, but for the humans as well. So yeah, so
We're all in this together.
Yeah, so look out for the next session, and I'll do my best to put it on. I'll figure it out.
Right. Thank you, Amrys. This was really fun. It was an unexpected pleasure for me because I wasn't even thinking about doing a group thing today, and it was a great surprise. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, thank you, Joanne, for your time, and thank you for everyone for turning up and journeying with us for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Take care. All right, bye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm so thankful and grateful that you took the time to listen to this podcast. It would mean the world to me if you could subscribe, download, rate, review, and share this with others whom you care about that may enjoy it as well. Thank you, and remember to be kind to yourself and others. Have a awesome day, everyone.